All right, everybody, can you hear me now?
Oh.
Hey.
Hey.
We are redlining. Big time.
Big time.
That's desktop audio. Hey, all right. All right, hopefully you guys can hear us now. Ooh-wee. I went on vacation. Hold on. There we go. All right, I went on vacation and I come back and nothing works again, man. So it's just one of those things where you got to be here every day or shit goes to shit. So anyways, man. All right, so we've got Nathan here, which is awesome. So we can talk about everything that's going on over there at the Madison Live and everything we have going on. But I did want to talk about the opportunity we have at the Florence Mall right now.
Yes.
So that's something. And again, before we get into this, thank you for paying attention. And you're still here. Sorry, the first 25 minutes we had zero sound. It was one of those things where we've been gone for a week. There was a big power outage here at the levee, and it just put everything back into like freak mode. So I had to go back into the system and fix everything again, which is kind of cool because of the fact that like I taught myself everything myself. So when it comes to the soundboard, the podcast, all that stuff, YouTube University was where it was at to make all of it happen.
Yeah.
So
Use that internet when you need to, man.
bro, seriously, man,
Teach everything you need to know.
I really want to make YouTube University T-shirts, bro, just because of the fact that I've learned so much off of YouTube. I feel like that's something that we need to reiterate to like all these young kids that come in here. Is like,
100%.
yo, like, if you don't need to go to college, man, like YouTube, you can learn so much off of YouTube and make it, you can implement it in your entire life.
I learned how to splice fiber optics on YouTube.
Really, dude?
Yeah.
Because you were you were splicing fi optics like before Cincinnati Bell was.
I
like,
did the first one for Cincinnati Bell, and I got I watched a YouTube video, and then I got certified on the internet over a Zoom call with some guy from Japan by Hellerman and Titan, and we literally watched videos for like 3 hours on YouTube on how to use this fusion splicer. It was pretty wild. But yeah, YouTube, you learn anything.
Yeah, literally.
You want to learn how to tile watch style de Blasi.
Right.
You want to learn how to build something. You want to learn how to blow something up. Watch Kentucky Ballistics.
Fix your car. Just go.
For sure, bro.
There, yeah.
Like, and I want to be that guy too. I want to be that guy where you can go to YouTube and actually learn how to do clothes. Like that was one of the main things. Like the reason why I built that hat with that little Iborg, camera inside my eye.
The prototype.
Yeah, was so that I can start designing clothes and printing clothes and show these young kids like how to do this stuff, because like I've been doing this since I was a kid, man. So to be able to take somebody's
imitation's the highest form of flattery,
bro, for sure. And like if you can take just a little bit of my knowledge, like if you have any computer skills, like everyone that comes in and goes, oh, I want to have a clothing line. Like, how do I start? Easiest thing to do. If you want to have a clothing line, you obviously have a little bit of knowledge on Adobe Illustrator or one of those things, right? So if you can get in there and just superimpose your T-shirt, just Google white blank T-shirt or black blank T-shirt, use that backdrop and then create your logo over the top of it, and then tell somebody, hey, this design we're going to release on April 25th. And it's going to be $25, but if you buy it now for $15, you pre-buy it, we'll give you $10 off, which is a huge deal, right? There's a point there where people don't want to give out too much of a freebie.
Well, the problem is that's the new modern thought group.
Sure.
And if you look so my company takes a lot of influences from Renaissance and the medieval construction. The guys that built the churches, I follow Samuel Hannaford.
A lot of filigree type tile and stuff like that.
But the thing is, I study the past, and it's like anybody that's created what they did, study the guys that became before him. Eric Clapton learned all the old blues guys before he started playing his own thing.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that's one of the beauties of the Renaissance era is people took what the guy before him did and expanded upon it. Where now it's like, let's keep
Cookie
everything
cutters.
secret, and we don't want anybody to move anything forward because I might lose a profit.
Right.
You know, and like,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
what point is that detrimental to, you know, humanity's
That's
advancement?
that's so
Yeah,
true,
sure.
bro. Because you've got
You know,
the-
philosophical words from a construction worker.
the way that the houses were built and temples were built 100 years ago.
Don't
you
get me
can't-
started.
You can't
Don't
compare.
get me
You can't even like
Dude,
it's not happening these days.
I challenge anybody to Google Samuel Hannaford, look at the buildings he built in Cincinnati, drive around and look at these monstrosities and understand that they built these things with no power tools, copper tools, a cart, some hay, a mule. They drug rocks and it's if you really think about it, it's unfathomable.
Bro, and so here's like to add to that point, people that go, "Oh, I run this city," or Cincinnati's mine, like I own the city. I always think to myself, unless your great granddaddy built that building that you're pointing at, you don't run or own anything.
Unless you've been under the street on 4th Street in the financial tunnels, I ain't trying to hear anything you
Hey,
got
I've
to
been under
say.
there.
Or you've been in the
I've been under Vine, under Vine, yeah.
Homeland Security's
Yeah.
big ass. You
Yeah.
don't know nothing.
Dude, I've seen like skids of just waters under there. Yeah, you can enter through. I used to work at a job. You can enter through the
Ubon.
basement.
People don't even know what Ubon.
Ubon, yeah.
Ubon.
What that was,
Yeah.
what that area was meant for to begin with.
Yep.
That's
That-
crazy, bro. So,
Ubon was cool. Yeah, they just weren't making
Ubon was,
money.
you know what the
They just weren't
problem?
making money,
They
I
weren't
understand.
making money, and the problem is you're in a concrete box. The sound wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know what though? They did have Stuckey, Mike Stuckey at the time. So
He was hot.
God rest his soul, man. Mike Stuckey was he was like Cincinnati's gem when it came to the sound industry, bro. Like he was on tour with Prince for 10 years and did all sound for Prince. And like when you see Mike Stuckey, he has long hair, ponytail. He's got the black like trucker hat. He's a little bit overweight, but he would always drive a police car with the lights. And he would always pull up on the venue. He would always pull up on the venue like, I'm here, you know. But like, man, God rest Mike Stuckey's soul, bro.
We
Like, he
need
was
to bring
so
those
ill.
characters to the forefront of the city because
Yeah.
my whole thing is I'm really tired of generic ripoffs and, you know,
Wannabe.
falsified creative personalities. I love unique individuals. I told my 5-year-old son this the other day. God makes everybody different.
Mm-hmm.
So life isn't boring and you need to embrace the uniqueness around you.
So why'd you tell him that? What was happening at that moment where you told him
You
that?
know, I tell my kid a lot of things, and
Of
it's
course.
just I want him to be well-rounded when he gets older, and I feel like the people we're listening to right now deserve none of our attention, and the people we should be listening to are getting drowned out.
Yep.
And that's why we're at where we're at, because a child can have a completely prophetic insight at times, and then these people that are elected and in charge are absolute imbeciles.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
It drives me
Right.
nuts. Like, things happen, I'm like, my 5-year-old wouldn't do that.
Right.
He knows,
Right.
you know what I'm
What are
saying,
you doing?
man? What's
Right.
going on here? You know
Right.
better than that, homie.
Yeah, dude. Right.
But what do I
are
know?
you doing?
I'm just a dumb construction worker.
Right. Right.
No, let's reiterate because actually I'm already 5 minutes over now. We're supposed to be
And Weller, if you want to sponsor me, I like the blue labels. Okay.
yeah. So
If you want to sponsor Brown Foreman, who works at Brown Foreman? Give me a blue bottle. I need a blue bottle.
he's always hiding those. Well, actually, so you bring the bottles in, then I gotta hide them from your brother, man, which is the best part, bro. But
We
Yeah.
made a T-shirt about that back in the day, didn't you, Jay?
Oh, a long time ago, bro. And the very first person to buy it was your mother. That's the best part, dude. It was like your mother's like, oh my God, I need that. It was a shirt that just said fucking Jubal.
God bless her soul.
Yeah, bro. And like that, so that shirt, the shirt that we made.
I'm gonna have to bring one to replace this. I dented it.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, that's been here a while though, bro. Like
Yeah.
that was. I'm surprised that's
Our
still
boy
here.
across the street will take care of us.
Yes, sir. Nandu over
Nandu
over
at
the
Holiday House. If you're in
Yup.
Newport area, make sure you go see Nandu.
He's the
Or
whip,
make
dude.
sure you see One Stop behind Party Source. We support the little guys, not the big guys. If you want a thin blue line pick or a firefighter's pick, go see One Stop behind Party Source.
You know, One Stop. Actually, you can get cigar wraps there, 10% 10% off if you buy a whole case of them. They'll give you 10% off.
Bro, have you had any of these clear cones?
I have, dude. I have.
They are amazing.
Yeah, that was
And I'm
what was the
putting
brand
only
of it?
legal CBD in it, just so you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Because
they
anything
are-
else is uncivilized.
Yes. Yes.
Speaking of which, when are they gonna fucking just federally legalize it?
Not
Bro,
sure.
I mean, how much money is each state losing by not?
Dude, I don't know who's dumber, Kentucky or Ohio.
Man, seriously,
Seriously, who's
it's Kentucky.
Kentucky.
It's Kentucky.
Well, it
like
is
they-
because
I'd say
we're the
Kentucky,
Kentucky's got the agriculture belt, so they're like USDA 40, like they have like ratings or whatever.
Woody Harrelson's all over, bro.
And
He's in
Kentucky's
Kentucky.
got some of the most phenomenal growing land but we
Bro,
don't,
it's like the perfect conditions for
but they
anything.
don't grow it. And then Ohio lets everybody leave and go to Michigan and spend their money. And I get it; it's legal in Ohio. Is it?
Right. I mean, you know what?
If you go to Colorado, the prices compared to what they are in Ohio.
yeah.
Colorado's killing it though, man. Like they're
But they
like
let the little guys get
They're
involved.
building houses for homeless people because of them.
Well,
how much
they
money
let
they're
the little.
bringing in.
The thing is in Ohio, for some reason, unless you were a corporate jerk off, apparently you don't know anything about that unless you're a
Right.
corporate jerk off. So they let the corporate jerk offs grow it. Oh, because that was going to be a quality product.
Yeah.
Just let the guy go. Let the underground guy go, and then let him bring it to market. Let him pay some taxes. Let him compete. Because guess what? Last time I checked.
Shout out to Bill Foster for trying to make it happen.
Big and corporations never won the cannabis cup, but
Right.
what do I know?
Right.
What do you do?
right.
Right.
That's funny though, because that's
Shout out to Mike Tyson for making the best blunt ever. Have you had any of his Tyson Futurola?
I have, dude.
They're legit.
I have.
They
He
are legit.
loves it too, man. Like he found his passion when it comes to that stuff.
I'm so happy for him and where he ended up in life, and
Oh, for sure, bro. Because the house in Cleveland or like just outside of Cleveland, like that got foreclosed on. Like that's abandoned. So Mike
that big
Tyson's-
white mansion,
Dude, Mike
that thing was
Tyson's
nuts.
It had the outside spot for the leopards.
the
and
inside pool was-
inside pool with that. I mean, it was definitely like an '80s where
in
like the
Cleveland, if
big-
you're listening, Deshawn Watson ain't gonna do shit. So you might as well just go ahead and just chalk that up as a loss.
I love the fact
They're paying
that,
him so much money.
I love the fact that we went 25 minutes and letting him drink his booze with no sound on. So now Nathan's all
I'm ready to roll.
He's ready to roll. Yeah.
He's limber.
I might have
Yeah.
to start coming back.
Bro, well, it's in, man. It's in. So speaking of that, now,
We're making a comeback. That's
I'm
what people
a-
don't understand. The world's ready.
so
Yes, it is.
The
So-
world is ready, and they need us.
So for people that don't know, this beautiful man with his orange a highlighter shirt and these overalls, he helped find my house 15 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
dude. So that was basically like I didn't know what
That
I
was
was
your
doing.
jump-off point.
That was my jump off point, bro. And like when my dad saw that, he was like, "This is it. This is your place. This is where you're
But,
gonna change
that
your
makes me
life."
really happy that your dad saw that. Especially I know,
Bro, and
your
I was
dad's
against it.
background from Chicago. And,
Yeah, 100%,
and his connection to Mad Sam DiStefano.
Right, for sure. I appreciate you remembering that, man. Like my mom was telling
Your
Aslan
mom
about it last
your mom
week.
told me that story, and I was like, "That's so awesome."
Dude, my mom was telling Aslan stories about the mafia, and Aslan's like, "What's the mafia?" And she's like, "Oh, well, it's a bunch
Well,
of."
there is no mafia. Now they're all making podcasts. Sammy the Bull Gravano, Michael Franchese's going across the country and doing speeches to like motivate people. This is what blows my mind. Okay, the mafia was the RICO. So they created RICO to go after mafia, right? And it's racketeering, incorporation, corruptions, whatever.
For sure.
So they create RICO. They go after the mafia. Sammy the Bull Gravano allegedly kills 20 plus people. But because he narked out the bosses, he did 3 years in jail and gets to walk.
Right.
Now this guy has a podcast that people tune into. He's
blatantly talks about all the
blatantly
bullshit.
he's
he
a
does.
murderer.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But that's okay because he
He told on the
because
person
he
who
told
did-
on the guy that was taking the gambling money. That makes it okay.
Right.
But the irony of the whole situation, so you got someone like that walking around, and then you look at what's going on in our government, and it's like, who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Was the mafia really that bad? Were they that bad for running policy slips and paying out people in the number $300 in the neighborhood?
Bro,
what
yeah.
is it like? My whole point, I think, if anything, we take to heart over the next couple years as Americans is victimless crimes. We need to quit worrying about any victimless crimes.
For sure.
You know, your drug users need help. They don't need to get thrown in jail. They don't need to go to private detention centers.
Right, for like small petty crimes.
But the problem is we have these corporate jerks that rip people off. Did anybody ever go to jail for the LIBOR rate? Do you know what the LIBOR rate is, Jay?
I do not.
So the LIBOR rate was a scandal that happened where it was an internal banking scam where they were shaving points in-house in lending systems. And it's above my pay grade. I don't know, millions and millions, billions and billions of dollars getting stolen every day. Who went to jail for that? If I go out here and steal $300 from the liquor store, I'm going to jail.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
You know, but when a banker steals money, does he go to jail?
No, of course not. He gets bailed out, bro.
Yeah,
but don't worry, because you know what? It's okay, Jay. I'm putting a resume out there. I'm going to start hiring for energy companies because I'm going to need $80,000 a month with no experience. And then if I get that job, I'm going to give you some money. So don't worry about that.
Cool.
I'm hiring. Nice. I'm going to apply at Burisma, Metabiota. I'm gonna apply at a lot of these companies where apparently you don't need any experience to work at.
Right, just show up, we'll give you the money. That's fine. We just need a body in the seat. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Madison Live, bro, because this is something.
Yeah, that's important. That's how we build this city. Screw the big guys that are taking everybody's money. Let's talk about Madison Live.
This is something that like I've been a fan of Nathan for. I mean, we've been friends all of our lives, and I've always looked up to you. And like I was best friends with your brother, but I've always been like, man, what's his little brother doing, dude? Like, why is his little brother so badass? And like, so like you've always
I'm just always in the mix,
bro. You've always been like business oriented, like whether it's like reading books at 16 years old or like. You know, like doing stocks at 18, like you've always had like this one upper hand, like you're an old soul. And so like when I bought that house in Dayton, Kentucky, it was 100% because of you. And then my dad was like, "This is the place, bro. This is where you need to live. This is if you want Native to do anything, this is it.
Where you start.
You can live upstairs. You can rent the back apartment out and basically pay your mortgage, and then you can have a storefront where you can mess around with and try to create your own brand.
Because you need room and space in order to fail.
Bro,
and I think your dad understood that.
Bro, 100%. And like the risk wasn't bad because I had a ton of friends, right, that all wanted to live with me. And he was like, let him rent out the bottom apartment.
Think if you tried to do that today.
It would be tough. It would be tough to do.
There's no buildings.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, bro. I mean, right now, like, it's scarce.
I think that's
shit.
One of the beautiful things about this podcast is like, it's the mental Rubik's cube that we pass around. And like right now, I think the mental Rubik's cube of the summer is we all know that everybody's been locked up for 2 years, feeling some type of way. Who knows what's real or fake at this point? Because what's real this week can be fake next week. But what I do know is real is that our good friend Andrew is a key man at Madison Theater Live, and he's
the gatekeeper.
He's in a good spot,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy behind the scenes, Frank, is an OG from the scene. Mad Hatter,
Frank's the whip.
He is the whip.
Top Cats, or not Top Cats, Mad Hatter, Radio Down, these places. Like he's been in the mix forever.
No, Radio Down, look at you, bro.
So now he's got this rooftop outside music venue. That's all genres in Covington.
That's tied into Madison at that. So if you end up booking thousands,
people, there's a escalation ladder where you can ascend. And this is where I see where this moment in time right now is what I'm excited about is I see this. I've been around enough and I've been involved in enough nightclubs and bars and venues to this when you see that hype and you feel that vibe and you're like, this is going somewhere. And I definitely am picking up on that vibe with Madison, and I feel like the summer's going to be great. And if you want something different, you need to go down to Covington and check out Madison Theater Live because there's going to be all genres. It's going to be a new place. And if you just want to go listen to some music and escape, this is where you need to go because Covington, believe it or not, I feel like is a starting point for a lot of things that take place in the city.
For sure.
You know, and it, like
I totally agree.
I totally agree.
And they don't get it. Doesn't get recognition.
Yeah, it doesn't get the credit.
So you know, I'm not saying you guys are going to get the recognition, but I feel like a lot of things could get started at this place. And one of my big things is prosperity and the mechanisms of prosperity and the action and bringing people together. And this is what pushes things forward, especially when people are in a positive place pushing things forward. And just talking to Andrew and feeling the positive energy coming off him, and he's excited. You know, that's one of the things that gets me involved. When people are trying to get me involved in something and they're excited, they're genuinely excited about what they're pushing, or they're not selling at that point. They're involved because they are personally invested. And
100%. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's going to be a cool thing. And I mean, I was just excited. We're just 10 minutes ago, I was showing Andrew some bands and some music acts he wasn't familiar with.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I think one of the things about this area is people don't understand. We are in an awesome spot in Cincinnati. We're outside of Chicago. We're outside of Indianapolis. Columbus is right around the corner. Pittsburgh's not far away. Detroit's not far away. Then you got Tennessee. We are like the middle of the Midwest, okay? And what I want people to understand is Hollywood hasn't put the best talent forward over the past 10 years.
No.
And I think
It's Nashville
one
now.
of the things, yeah, you're right, it is Nashville. One of the things we can do here in Cincinnati is they're already filming movies here instead of Hollywood because of the talent, the extras,
Tax breaks,
the
the whole
tax
nine.
breaks. There's people that have trades, they can build the sets. And, you know, if anybody had any type of brain, which is not Aftab Puravel, okay, because he's not a good mayor, they would be pushing this cinematic tourism and be pushing these companies from LA to film movies here, and for us to make sure we get the big acts here and make this an epicenter of music, entertainment, and movies, and we create the conduits where the talent pushes forward. Because the problem is the good talent of our country is not getting pushed forward right now. And when we go look at people that are famous, 50% of the people watching them are like, they're not that good.
Right.
But you can go to open mics in this tri-state area and go see somebody, and you're like, that dude's fucking amazing.
You know what? Like
amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm just tired of people ascribing talent and quality to things just to be a part of the social par.
Right.
Does that make sense?
For sure.
Because every day I see talent in this city, undervalued talent.
Of course.
You know?
Especially in Cincinnati. Because
Especially in Cincinnati.
It's a flyover city where, what you were saying earlier, Lexington, Louisville,
Jack Harlow,
Indianapolis.
Jack Harlow.
Like they get the venues and they always
Jack
skip
Harlow played
Cincy.
at Madison.
Right.
You could have went and saw him for $16.
For sure.
Now who's he rapping with?
Drake. He was literally.
He's better than Drake.
He's hanging out with Drake
Okay?
right now. Like
he should have a Sprite commercial, Coke commercial, and Cherry Coke commercial.
Yep.
Because I never wanted to drink Sprite after I saw the drink commercial. But Jack Harlow,
he's killing it.
he's
bro.
killing it.
Be
Nasty.
the next Hulu commercial. Hulu kills on the commercials. So.
Yeah, so I mean, you're right though. Like Cincinnati is a very it's in the Midwest, and it's one of those things where you were saying like a lot of these venues they miss out on these acts because they go to Indianapolis and then they go to Louisville,
They go to Chicago,
and then they go to Nashville,
they skip over
Chicago, and they skip
Cincinnati.
Cincy because it's right there.
Well, that and we didn't have the venue capacity, but now that we have all the venue sizes now because now we have Icon,
for sure.
we have the Brady.
Which speaking of
But
an Icon Theater, or I'm sorry, the one here in Newport, the Ovation.
Now we're hitting all those venue sizes to where these booking managers need to get their shit together and bring acts here.
Right, because it doesn't have to be like a Jimmy Buffett
it doesn't have
with
to be
10,000. It could be 3,000
people.
Yep.
You know, and that's where Promo West out
That
of
honey
Columbus
hole.
was really smart about, is understanding their venue sizes and how to correctly applicate talent to the specific venue.
For sure.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So what the Ovation's actually doing something I saw today. It was the Journey's concert. It was called the Sad Summer concert. Now, to me, it seems like a mini version of like the Vans Warped Tour, right?
Which was like the hype back in the
It
day.
was the hype back in the day, but
That's where I came up through
what I'm
it,
trying to
definitely.
get at is like like this MGK going from like rap to like Blink 182 music, he's getting shit on left and right, and he knows it, right? Like he's even called his new concert the mainstream sellout tour. You know,
Really?
So he knows.
He
that,
recognizes it. Yeah.
He recognizes.
Just go
that
see Chris Rook at Bell and the Bear on Thursday nights.
Chris Rook's a whip, bro. but so what I'm saying here though, what I'm saying here is you've got like Travis Barker, who produced MGK's new album. Now everybody rips on MGK because he went from rap to Blink 182, and people are like, yo, like I can't hear it because it sounds too much like Blink 182. But Travis Barker is the one producing all the music, so obviously it's going to sound like Blink 182. Yep. But
that might be Travis Barker's fault, though.
But bro, if Travis Barker's signing on it, though, I'm cool with it because
he's
that's
talented,
Blink 182's music.
But he survived death. He can do whatever he wants.
But my whole point is
twice.
Rick Rubin. Every single Rick Rubin album sounds different.
Rick Rubin's the whip, bro. I mean, he's a legend.
Well, you know, and like gonna be no knocking. Travis Barker's a great drummer. I grew up listening to Blink 182, but you know what? Let the producers be producers.
For sure.
You know, like, and that's the problem is I feel like too many people in Hollywood try to do too many things because of their name recognition, and there's no talent backing it.
Well, I mean, but if you look at it though, so MGK, like he was a rapper up until he had beef with Eminem, like, and then so like when Eminem goes and makes an entire song about you, about how you suck at rapping, like there's a moment there, right? You either take it on the chin and say, okay, I'm gonna keep rapping, or okay, well, I'm gonna show you that I'm multiverse and I can do more than that. Because what I'm trying to get at is
I can respect that
Journey's Bad Summer tour that's coming to the Ovation, every one of those bands sounds dead on Blink 182. Every one of them.
Well, and that's why I'm saying Travis Barker shouldn't be a producer, because if you can't, a producer's job, in my opinion, in the studio, I've been in a recording studio more than once, is
don't let the overalls fool you.
Figure out how to make that person's unique sound come alive on that record. And if your style as a producer is what's becoming the forefront of that artist, you're doing them a disservice as a producer.
I see that to an extent, but
the producer's an artist too. I would say his artistry inside.
He's the last member of the band. The producer, he's like the guy that comes off the bench.
Yeah, because like without the producer, like I've been in studios myself as well, like playing music, and like the producer was a huge aspect to like making our
sound engineer's a huge aspect.
Sound engineer, but they can be one and the same. Producer also is
usually if they are one and the same, you're better off.
Right. And every guy we've worked with was 2-in-1, which was really nice. And what I learned is when he would put his touch on top of what we were doing, the song just became 3 times better, just like that. Just because he put his little licks on, like whether it's good programming and putting like using his like his MIDI keyboard and everything,
his plug-in effects,
any plug-in effects, any drum stuff that he added that like put some ambience into the drums to give the bass a little more kick, or maybe in the like reverse cymbals, or anything that he added that were just little parts that like made the sounds, I don't know, it just made it more complex, I guess you could say.
More crispy.
Yeah. And like
compressed, crispy, however he laid them.
Exactly.
These plugins are crazy these days.
He's almost part of the band.
He really is. And I don't think people understand all the people behind that make something that sound great.
For sure.
I mean, even nowadays, like a touring band and their guy that's running their sound, like now these guys have someone that runs their effects loops. Mm-hmm. For them, like they're not clicking pedals on stage anymore. They got a programmer programming it, and then they have a light guy. And it's funny because I don't know Pompilios, if any of you are familiar with that band.
Pompilios,
so a Cincinnati native, Daniel Hyatt, ended up starting to tour with them in his light show back in the day, and we used to book them at Mainstay Rock Bar.
Oh, okay.
And they were they're like 150 kids would show out when D Hyatt started showing up with his light show. That summer that he went on tour with on those lights, they went from like 200-person venues to 3,000-person venues.
Nice. Okay.
But it was literally the light.
They're huge now.
It was the aesthetics.
Yeah.
They might not return our emails.
They're that. Yeah,
big.
They're huge. Pompilios, I've seen them many, many times.
Super
They've come through Madison
band.
Theater.
Yeah, super talented.
Yeah,
band.
100%. Yeah.
Casey Schneider could probably still get him.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Casey.
Yeah. What's up, man? It's been a minute.
Essential Productions?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's good Cincinnati brand.
They just put on a show at Madison Live. They did the rooftop.
Did they?
Yeah. It opens on the 15th, but there was kind of like, I would call it a soft opening. We did a thing. They had a pop-up sound guy and under a tent. There was vendors everywhere. People making art right on the rooftop.
That's really
the
cool.
vibe. I cannot
You know
wait
what? It's
to
all,
get this going,
it's
dude.
all those extra things that is the energy needed to
a
push
show
things
to an
forward.
event. You just that threshold when you break through just a typical show that you come and watch the band, but when you can watch and you can buy a piece of art, you can buy a piece of like a necklace from somebody that's while you're listening to one of your favorite bands. That is the goals. That's goals, man. Like to be able to help another artist while an artist is performing, and you can purchase stuff like and like it's not about the money, but it's about pushing other artists forward through another medium. You know what I mean? So like the music brings the vendors and the vendors bring the people, and before you know it, you have a whole event, and it's something that's it resonates with people.
It's special. It's unique.
It is special. It's different. It's
Yeah.
just, and that's what I want to do. I want every show to be an event, and every event to be something that they're keeping the ticket stub if they get that, rather than
What do you think the chances of us getting Frank on a podcast are?
He said he's actually
Let's get
in,
it, bro.
Yeah, he's actually in.
Frank's OG.
He said
People don't
he's-
even know Frank.
No.
Frank.
He likes to sit in the shadows, bro.
I was
He
a
like-
kid back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna give me a gig. Am I gonna be open for this band?
He actually said earlier he might stop by. He was at Pompilios. Today.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
Pompilios is still the whip, dude.
Yep.
Still the whip.
You can't beat it.
So I had.
I mean, I don't mean to cut you off, but like, I've the Italian restaurants in the city. There's some great ones, but like Pompilios and Giovanni's on the west side.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Giovanni's. You took me there like 2-3 years ago for a calzone at lunch.
Yeah.
And there was nobody there. Now it's on Chowdown, and you can't get a fucking seat. in the place.
I went in there one time for like a 3:00 lunch and drank a bottle of wine, and I'm in there eating Vitello Parmigiano with some veal. And he was sitting in the next booth next to me, a Castellini.
Yeah, that's tight.
And we're on the west side. There's nobody in there, and there's a cat. Like that tells you something. But
Right. So Palomino's is funny, man, because I used to work at Brio, right? So when I
which isn't a bad. Brio's isn't bad for what it is.
No, not at all, bro. But so my manager that worked there started managing at Palomino's, right? And so my dad was a printer. He printed Sports Illustrated magazines, Reach magazines, which is what I'm getting at. So Reach magazines back in the 90s, early 2000s was
They
a
were
magazine
big.
you got in the mail.
Yeah,
and
Q102 and Reach magazine. You couldn't break them up.
It was all like local discounts, right? So in that magazine, Palomino's was in there with a buy one get one free.
Get out of here.
Lunch,
I think I remember that.
bro. He was buying those fucking books off me for $5 each. Like
I
so,
bet.
So my dad was like, he was printing these things, and I would just grab 30 or 40 of them, and I would just bring them down to the manager of Palomino's, and he would just give me $200, and I would just drop off a bunch of magazines, and he would just cut out the things, and then slang like he was
That's
making
wild.
his own
Coupon discounts.
Bro, that was the manager that also gave me my Friday and Saturday night shifts on the patio just so I could sell them. Bro, I had shifts down at Brio.
Right
that
now,
I
the
would-
owner of Palomino's
I would-
back in
I
the day
would-
is listening to this. He's like,
I
what
would
the
sell, bro.
fuck?
I would sell my work for $30. Like, hey, I got an outdoor patio shift on Saturday. If you want to work my shift, give me $30 and you can have it. Like that manager hooked me up with all the best days. It was crazy, bro.
I just want to put this out there. Anybody that's listening, if there's any bands that you really speak to you that are skipping over the Cincinnati area, just comment on this video of if you would want to see them at the Madison
For sure.
Theater Live,
Because
because we will read those comments. We're
And we can
looking
make
at-
it happen.
We can make it happen.
Yes.
And it starts at a grassroots level in order to build something into something else. And we are all here for your suggestions. And I feel like right now in a basement somewhere in Cincinnati, there's some amazing band practicing, and no one knows who they are yet.
for sure. And
So
so
we want to find them, and we want to help them get to that next level.
And so what you were saying, bro, is you were saying, that when these guys, when they go on tour, they've got the Saturdays, the Fridays, the Sundays,
Catch them on a Wednesday in Cincinnati.
They're booked, right.
Maybe that's our show. Catch them on a Wednesday in Cincinnati.
100%, bro. That's not a bad idea for a name. So you've got because
right.
they're going to be in Indianapolis.
Here's the War Eagle. Caw, caw, caw.
They're going to be in Indianapolis and they're going to be in Louisville. So if you can catch them in between the two.
Yeah,
I mean,
because Louisville's just far enough away to get a Cincy show, and you're fine.
Yeah,
you're
I'm gonna call it Louisville, Cleveland. We're gonna call it Indianapolis. We're gonna call it Columbus. We're gonna call it Chicago. We're gonna call it Dayton. We're gonna call it Toledo right now.
Yeah.
Why do we listen to what the West Coast is doing? Let's do our own thing here. Because if we all coordinated and created our own chain of venues to where we could pump artists and put them to the forefront. The Midwest runs everything, and people don't understand that yet. We are the tax-paying base.
I mean, you're right, because what you said was
we are the consumers of America, and that's what we need to understand is we actually have the power to dictate and change things. We just need to become coordinated about it. And I mean, we're here on this podcast in order to start kicking this ball forward, and it's all about where the rubber meets the road, you know. And what I'm like, getting on this podcast again has got me really excited because I was
hoping.
You can see the fire,
you can
bro.
see it. And the thing is, Jay understands. Last time the season 1 when we started getting amped, like we'd be hanging out at the shop down in Dayton, Kentucky, and people would wander in and it'd be like, "I saw your podcast," and I drove here from 45 minutes away, and we're like, "Are you serious?"
Came
right
here?
Now?
Yeah.
Me and Jay are in there
That's
watching
awesome.
the Chili Peppers concert.
At my house.
Does this really happen?
At my house, bro. Like,
Come to your house after 45 minutes just so they have a chance to be a part of it.
Remember
for a shot of it.
Remember
It's not
the gift
even
card
certain.
giveaway and all that,
bro. I want to
dude,
bring all of it back.
Dude.
Like the wheel, the whole nine.
Yeah,
like,
we
we
had-
need to bring
I
we had
all
a
love
of it.
the
wheel.
wheel. I love the wheel.
And like that's the thing is we're here to help push things forward, and what people need to understand is that you have the power to dictate and change,
Of course.
but you have to coordinate and you have to build up, and the definition of prosperity is to spur other people forward based on the mechanism of your energy of something that's happened, And the prosperity is what I love, is because when something that's true takes place of ingenuity and American,
When the rubber meets the road,
where rubber
bro.
meets the road, it creates so many offshoots of positive things.
Of course, and when you surround yourself with those type of people too,
it
it
goes
only
off. And
amplifies
I
it.
feel like one of the things we need Emilio Estevez, Coach
Hey,
Bombay,
Coach Bombay.
to come down here and sign this Funko.
Yes.
We have a Coach Bombay Funko, and Emilio. We know Jay's got your cell phone number. We're gonna text you.
We will.
We want you to come down here and to sign this Coach Bombay Funko, and we're gonna auction it off into a charity, and whatever it's valued at. I'll put my money where my mouth is. I will bring the exact amount of bourbon to match that, to raffle off. And Emilio, pick your charity.
That's pretty dope though, because you've got
Emilio,
you
sign this
vintage
Funko.
bourbon.
I'll match it with bottles of Pappy.
There we
Okay,
go.
and then we'll raffle this stuff off. We will raise money and we'll give it to a good charity. All just because. Okay.
And that's like
because quack Coach Bombay, you influenced me when I was a kid.
Same.
It stuck with me, and I'm 38 years old, and I will dig a hole like any badass mofo you've ever met.
Right.
But if you come down and sign this Funko, I'll put my money where my mouth is, and we will donate some bottles, and we'll make this shit happen.
And you know what the crazy thing is he 100% will donate as many bottles as he has to, which is the cool thing, man.
One stop will help.
I'm sure, bro.
I'll call on all my bourbon. I'll call my bourbon people.
I'm telling you right now,
Nandu.
Nandu will help.
Nandu
as
Liquor
long
Harry over there on 12th Street. I've got friends. We got friends we can call.
As long as Nandu's kids can meet
Jenny Fitzwilson.
Coach
We know you
Bombay.
work for Brown Foreman now.
She was in the store like a couple weeks ago.
That's what people are saying. We've got friends. We've got connections. We might be anybody watching us from LA might think we're hillbillies. We're not. Well, we are, but guess what? We're the ones you want to know.
Hill Willies, what's up?
Hey yo.
Hey yo.
All right, man. So there's a lot of stuff that we could talk about, but I want to keep this in house, right? Like the things that you've done for me for the past 15, 20 years have been incredible, man, and I really appreciate everything you've done.
I appreciate you, Jay.
And well, the thing is, bro, it's like-minded people. If you can surround yourself with that,
Like
type
attracts
of,
like.
you know, like every time you come in, man, there's you bring in this fire behind you, right? And you always, everything that you're always telling me is such good advice, bro. Like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, where the fuck does he get this at? Like, you didn't go to college, you didn't. It's not like you got Bob Deck in your back pocket, but like you've got these ideas and these mindsets, bro, that are like, okay, bro, why didn't I think of that? Like, okay, perfect. That's exactly what we need to do to implement to make this thing run just a little bit further, right?
We're taking this ball and we're running with it now.
Well, and that's the thing. So we've got Andrew who's running the booking down at Madison Live,
Which, I mean, has been a great, I mean, and
It's
all
a-
the ways he's helped you in your business and the way, you know,
bro.
it's just
he's
great.
he's made himself indispensable, and that's what I always tell my wife is make it to the point where I can't fire you. Like if I fire you, I'm fucked. You know what I mean? And like that's the point where like
It costs
Andrew's
me
gotten,
money,
costs
right?
me money if I fire you. Now Andrew's gotten to that point where he's become indispensable. So he's officially suckered himself into whatever we've got going on for the next 20 years.
But what we got to do, Jay, is I say this to my guys all the time. A
50 years.
good deal is leveraging points against each other. So if you want to make something happen,
holding yourself accountable. Is
you
that what
hold
you're saying?
yourself accountable, and
That's
then you
crucial.
leverage things against
Accountability.
each other. I like to tie knots between people. Like if you've got one thing going and you've got one thing going, and they're similar or in the like, I will leverage them against each other in some way, and I will tie you two together to where you both become a mechanism of the same output.
For sure.
We are at this
Okay,
point. We
so like
think
the beautiful
same,
thing
yeah.
about Native and Madison Theater Live, I see this great
Juxtaposition.
juxtaposition trajectory of, you know, ascension to the next level based upon leverage points. And we're going to do these things not only with Native and Madison Theater Live, any other company that wants to get involved with us, and we're gonna pump it this summer because I feel like that's what the people need. You remember the movie The Warriors?
Warriors.
Yeah, and then Carmen San Diego, when they're bopping across the city, like she would tune in, she'd be like, "There's a," and she was like pushing it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're gonna push some things forward. We're gonna create some situations, but you know, it's gonna be for the better of us. And maybe we don't pay attention to what the national trends are because we don't need to. Because at the end of the day, if they were right with everything they were saying, we would be in a better position.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well, we know what Cincinnati likes too. Though.
We know what Cincinnati needs, and we know what Cincinnati likes, and
What
it's time to
needs.
change that.
That's
And
better.
Cincinnati needs some things, and Cincinnati's ready. Because what people don't understand about Cincinnati is we're ready to push forward to this next level. We could be a Chicago or a New York or an LA.
We're close anyways.
right
We
there.
are close.
Yeah.
We are
We have
close.
we have an international airport. We have a mechanism of a river. We have mass railway here.
Yep.
We have Amazon here. We have Procter and Gamble here. We have Great American Insurance. We've got the Linder family.
Yep.
We've got FC Cincinnati.
Yeah, major sports.
What you're going to see happen here in the next 10 years, if people can get invigorated and on fire, is we can push the city to the next level, and everybody can benefit from this because all rising tide raises all ships.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so from the lowest investor to the highest investor, even if you just own your house, if we do what we want to do, your house value is going to go up 40%, which, by the way, Cincinnati's real estate market's through the roof, and it's going to continue to go through the roof because of the fucking undervalued aspect of this city as a whole. So
For sure, bro. Like this is still one of the like least expensive cities to live in.
we have, do you know we have top 10 highest paid teachers in the country?
That's awesome.
You know,
That's so amazing for people that have kids that you don't think about that shit, man.
no, and you know, and that's the thing is that's what I want to say. Anybody listening to this across the United States, if you're a teacher, if you come teach in Cincinnati, you're a top 10 highest paid teacher in the country. So come here and teach our kids, and let's push this thing because that's the next generation.
Right. It's only gonna rise the tide, like you said, because all you're doing is just raising the value of the next generation.
And that's the
investment
investment we need to make is in the kids. You know, we need to invest in each other. We need to invest in real estate.
We're huge on that, man. Like we got so many kids. I mean, you see it, bro.
Yeah,
you see how many kids come in here. They're not spending money. They're just in here. Just
you know, we don't hate on
up.
them. We let them come in here and hang out.
We're becoming part of their youth, man. They're going to think back on this in 10 years and be like, dude, I used to hang out at that store. Now the store is in, you know, every mall or whatever the case may be. So like we're ingraining ourselves in the youth without even like doing anything. They're not even spending money. They're just coming here to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
They're
but
literally.
You know what? It's good they have a safe place to hang out.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. They have a place that they can go to that they can count on
and claim
we
ownership.
Can be count on like
claim ownership.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is something that you can't just create. That's an organic thing. This is as organic
pride
as
in
possible.
that,
Yeah,
you know?
I do. Like, there's times when you get your patience is tested because some of these kids come in here and they would just want to fight or do stuff.
I mean, you know, I came in here and I was like, I just did this floor for this lady.
Yeah, right.
She didn't. You know, I flayed the whole floor. I did all this extra work. I hung lights up. And you know what? I told you, I was like, I didn't charge her what market price. She's a hospice nurse. She's a single mom. You think I was mad about doing the job?
No, because you're going to get 3-4 jobs off of that.
I got 4 leads in the same neighborhood. And that's what people don't understand is it's like when we are dealing with each other, we need to play each other more fairly. If you want this world to change, we need to quit treating each other like corporations treat us.
100%.
Because if we treat each other...
You've never treated me like that,
If we treat each other like humans and we push humanity forward and we break these norms down, we will force the corporations in order to treat people like humans.
For sure.
Equally. Because we need to create prosperity, mechanisms of change, and value.
You think that's the reason why a lot of people are starting to shop small businesses instead of
100%. That's why that's why crypto's there. That's why small businesses are there.
People are believing in the little guy over corporations.
And the little guy. Let's talk about the little guy. Little guy was David.
Yeah.
And Goliath.
Mm-hmm.
Who won? David or Goliath?
Right.
David won.
Right.
You know, and that's the thing I want people to understand is the best comes from the little guy. It comes from the unexpected guy, and that's what people need to start looking for. Mm-hmm. It comes from the best guy. The guy that wins the cannabis cup is not the corporation.
Right.
Your guy that's sick on Instagram at this one thing is not a corporation. He's somebody that has a passion for it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I want to find, the people in the state that have a passion for what they do, and I want to help put them on, and I want to spur this whole mechanism forward for the city. Because in the next 10 years, we can make something and be proud of it in this time where people were being brought down and beat down. Because one of my favorite quotes is a Carlo Gambino quote.
Uh-oh.
If anybody knows who Carlo Gambino is. Carlo Gambino, one the famous person in the Gambino crime family is, you want to see opportunity where other people see adversity. If you see something that someone thinks is a problem, turn it into an advantage.
For sure.
Know? And it's time for us to do that, because if we don't do it now, it's not going to happen, because right now our country's at a great point. Either we're going to go down or we're going to go up. And I honestly, I think we're going to go up, because I believe in the people in this country.
Yeah. Like you were saying, the little guy, the people are what are running the show. You know what I mean? Even though there are people like barking orders or, you know, at the top.
We call the shots.
Exactly.
We really call the shots.
Yeah, the people are really what it's
understand.
about. Yeah. I mean, it's the small guy that's getting up every morning at 6 a.m. to grind for his family that are running the show, man. They're just not getting that
recognition.
Yeah. And I think that if we, as people, like as the little guy ourselves, if we put power because we have the broadcasting ability. Right now we're podcasting to potentially thousands of people. You know what I mean? Like we've got the internet at our disposal. You know what
Totally
I mean?
underutilized tool.
Oh, for sure. Which is why we have it taking up a huge portion of our store. I mean, our window doesn't have clothes in it. We have a podcast setup. You know what I mean? We have cords, we have keyboard, we have computers and chairs and couches, headphones, mics. We've got everything here and no clothes in sight. But we are a clothing streetwear brand. Like it's wild to think that you can combine the two and see some legitimate residual income from something that isn't even clothes related. This is just here to show people that you can do more with the space.
Let's push it forward and monetize it for everybody.
Exactly, and we bring artists on here. We've had local politicians, we've had artists, we've had just people that are here for the greater good. Just people that are more interesting than ourselves is kind of what we start at. But it's like people come here and they can get their voice out, and that is something that I take a lot of pride in because it's hard to get your voice out. The internet's a vast, huge place. And if you have a spot where your face, your voice can be heard to somebody that you can affect. Like when I was playing music, my thought was, I don't really care about the haters. The haters don't matter. People that
they're always going to be there.
Yeah. I'm looking for the one person that really vibes with me.
Because that one person made it worth it.
Exactly. That's what I thought about. I was like,
you saying that makes me just want to give a shout out to everybody I know in Cincinnati that's doing it on their own. And like that's from my boy Corey down at E&O that's hustling hard and doing the damn thing,
dude.
And it's over to my boy Mike Schmidt at Schmitty Contracting that helped me resave a roof. A house was about to collapse on itself, and he helped me fix it. You know, it's all the undervalued heroes of the city that I am here to raise their flag for them.
Yes.
And the beauty of this is this is the beginning, folks. This is the beginning right here.
Yeah.
You know?
This is the start.
And one day, I hope we got Joe Rogan sitting right here.
Right.
Joe Rogan comes and wants to holler at us. Because I'll talk with the best of them, you know? We can talk anthropology. We can talk whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, how can we push the city forward?
Uh-huh.
And there's brands and there's companies that are doing this. March 1st Brewing. The Astra Sparkling. Have you had any of that yet?
No, bro. We were talking about
Red
that.
Cream Soda, Orange Crush. They got Mountain Dew flavored sparkling alcoholic seltzers. Why is this not national news?
What?
Astra, yeah. You got it on draft at Madison Live,
Dude,
bro.
it's phenomenal.
I think you
phenomenal.
Or at least you had it in cans.
I haven't tried it yet. Sounds great though.
But yeah, bro, like that. That's another like local thing, and also, what was that dog brew? Brewdog.
Yeah, Brewdog. Yeah.
So Brewdog is from like Ireland or like somewhere like overseas, bro. But they made like their own little spot over there by Hard Rock Casino.
Mm.
Oh yeah, Brewdog. They're open up.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's about to pop. Hard Rock builds this casino and they built this hotel. You know, just watch out,
bro.
I was driving by Hard Rock the other day, and I was just thinking, like, as I was driving by, it says Hard Rock and it says Cincinnati underneath, and I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, we know we're in Cincinnati, and I was like, you know, that's so dope that they're like putting Cincinnati because they're putting us on the map with just by putting that on the sign. Because they don't need. We know we're in Cincinnati. We know where it's at.
Hard Rock.
But everyone else that's driving through is like Hard Rock. See Cincinnati. Oh, that's where I'm at. This place has a Hard Rock.
Right.
What is going on? Because that shows legitimacy. Like
I thought the same thing. I was so happy when they went from a Jack Casino to a Hard Rock. It's like, okay, dude, at least we got like national recognition because like that Jack like.
Do you know who Jack was named after?
No, bro, and it didn't make any sense to me. Like,
Jack Casino was owned. They say Jack had Jack Taco of the Detroit Zerilli crime family. They say that's who Jack Casino was named after. Wow. Jack Taco. That's why it was named Jack's. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's false. That's just murmurings on the mafia side of whatever. But
the grapevine, yeah, I see.
But who cares? Because it's Hard Rock now, right?
Yeah. It's as mainstream as you can really get. Like you see a Hard Rock, you're seeing quality of whatever city you're in. You know what I mean? Like
for sure.
Yeah, any city that has it, like just like a House of Blues. You see a House of Blues, you're like, all right, I'm probably in a city that has some kind of something going on here. I mean, it's one of those places that just gives it some recognition, and if Cincinnati has one, it automatically puts us on a map. I mean, yeah, like the sports teams and whatnot are really do it justice, but like when you have a Hard Rock Cafe, like
that's the icing on the cake, man. That's the cherry on top. We need to be more than that, you know, and.
We gotta start somewhere. We've been coming to we've been to the point with shows like concerts. We've been a C or a B city for so long. We've been such a small market where
it's not fair because honestly the talent level here is ridiculous because we have CCM here.
Yes,
you know we're the home of Pure Prairie League.
DAP, everything's
you know,
here.
Kenny Wayne Shepherd's lead singer on Blue and Blacks from Newport. You know, like it's just over and over again. These people creep up from this area and they pop into the spotlight and then they get shoved under the rug. And what I'm tired of is you can put these people in a room at a bar with bad sound doing their thing and they're amazing.
Right.
They're mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And that's what people need to recognize is the talent level.
Yeah.
And the overproduced hype of Hollywood and the control of media that comes out of the West Coast, we got to break it. We've got to break it.
Yeah, they call us the spider web. When I went out there, you know, did my thing a few times, had my time. But when I was out there for band related stuff, people were like, "Oh man, you got out of the spider web Midwest. Look at you!" Like celebrating that we were there. I'm like, we're just here trying to make our way. Like, but you're in a spider web where you're living in Cincinnati. No one gets out of there.
But what does
and
that even mean?
You just get stuck because these artists don't even. There's not the opportunity. I guess.
I think they should. But honestly, you know, my opinion is, I think they shut it down because the talent level is so high. They don't want to have to deal with it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
because you know, like what an open mic is. I love it. You know what I love about open mics? It's the rare, naked, raw aspect of it.
Nope.
Like,
for sure.
You go to an open mic and someone blows it away. They're fucking good for real.
Yeah. Because there's no help.
There's no help.
There's no help. There's sound guy to help you guys.
Good,
sets the sound.
They're
like,
good for. I don't think people understand that.
Yeah.
When you go to a show at Riverbend and they got sound guys, they got programmers, they got lights,
distractions.
They got promotion, marketing, alcohol. Like you don't know what good is.
Beer always makes people sound better, bro.
100%. I mean, you want to talk about Mad
true.
Frog? Well, I saw Humphreys McGee at Mad Frog.
Okay, nice.
18 years ago. You know, you asked me how many people were there.
120.
28.
Oh, 100
Dude,
over.
There's
28
like, there's
people.
like nobody there. Okay. Ask me. I saw, what was the other band I saw? What's the damn, not Mute Math. Psych.
Dude, my buddy used to work for Mute Math.
So I saw another band at Top Cats. What the hell's the name? The British pop prog punk. We did Knights of Cyclodia. Not what the hell's the name of the band? Anyways, it'll come to me.
It'll come to you. Yeah.
I've seen famous bands with in small rooms.
Yeah, for sure.
And with no help, you would never know they were a famous band.
Right. Yeah.
But then you'll see like a singer songwriter sit down with a mic by themselves, and you get cold chills.
Yep.
That's the real thing.
That's the real thing.
That's
magic in real time,
That is
dude.
the real thing. You're right. It's magic. That is real life magic.
Yeah, because people have stuff inside them.
That they're getting out, and and that energy. I don't think people really take that into account. Okay, and that's the beauty of what's going on here today, ladies and gentlemen.
That reminds me.
We're here to push this shit forward.
You know how we were watching that artist you showed me earlier,
Mizerg
from
Paris.
So I was watching that video and I was thinking of this guy that he's in a local pretty big band doing his thing now. But I booked him at Madison Theater when I was an intern, and it was crazy. So he shows up. I'm not going to name a name until the end or whatever, but he shows up to the show, and he comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, I'm here. My name's so and so." He's like, "And I sold all my 50 tickets." And I was like, and it was my internship show, and I was like, "You sold all your 50 tickets?" He's like, "Yeah, here's $500." And I'm like, "Whoa, man, that's pretty awesome." One guy. And I was like, "Wow." And he's like, "Yeah, can I get 50 more?" It was day of show. day of show. Time to perform.
Okay, guy, let me see what you got.
Right. I was like, what are you talking about? You have what? And he's like, yeah. He's like, all my friends are here. I have everybody, but I already sold the 50, and I need 50 more.
I need 50 more.
And I was like, well, I don't have 50 to give you. We're opening doors in like an hour. He's like, I know, they're all outside. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
Did you get right smiley faces?
I was so confused.
I
was like, what are you talking about? You need 50 more. That's 100 tickets, dude. Like, this is just a show. Like, I'm hoping for 100 people total. Like,
you're bringing 100 by yourself.
Yeah. So he's like, yo, they're outside. They're outside. He's like, and on top of that, he's like, is it okay if I play first? And I'm like, play first? Right. I'm like, play first.
Usually they're like, we don't want to play first.
Right, exactly. Right. And I was like, you want to play first? He's like, yeah, because some people have to go to bed early, whatever. I'm like, what? I was so confused. I'm like, dude, that's cool. So the owner of the building, Miss Esther, shout out to her, she's awesome.
Miss Esther.
Yeah.
She put me on back in the day.
Yeah. So she comes in, she's like, there's a whole line outside. Whose show is this? What's going on right now? There's a line outside. I didn't know there was a show tonight. And we're like, well, Miss Esther, it's an internship show. It's Andrews, yada yada. And she's like, there's a whole line. There was 50 people down to the end. The dude brought 108 people, played first. People were shouting his name like crazy, like girls, guys. Everyone was shouting his name. It was wild. So after that, I started another music venue after my internship ended, whatever, and he plays another show because I'm like, this is amazing. You're awesome. Killing it, bro. He killed that show. He was like Jason Mraz meets Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
But he did all by himself on an acoustic guitar. Magic. Like
Tore it up.
Magic, yeah.
Yeah.
Tiny dude kills it, whatever. I'll mention his name later. So fast forward, and we're playing another show. And he has this little band he calls it Pineapple Squad, right? It's so goofy.
Okay.
And he's got yeah. And I was like, what is going on? Like, weird name. He's like, we couldn't think of a name, so that's what we have. I'm like, dude, right? Like, I'm like, dude, you're a G. That's kind of a goofy name, but like, whatever, man. He's like, thanks, man. I appreciate you. I'm like, cool. He gets on stage. His band plays the show. They're a four-piece. The first time he played by himself. The second time with the band. So he lets the band step back for a little while. And he gets on it and he starts looping stuff, dude.
Oh, I love when they go off like that. Yeah.
And I didn't know he could do that. The first time I saw him, it was just on acoustic by himself with no help. And this time he starts looping things and he loops this whole song. And I was mind blown. Kind of reminded me of the dude that we were watching.
Yeah, Mazurk.
Instantly reminded me of him.
Yeah.
And he's just like playing and he loops everything, this whole song. And he's like, and he like clears his throat and starts singing like a G to this music he just looped right in front of the crowd's eyes.
Yeah.
Like
and they don't even understand.
They don't even understand the difficulty of what he just did.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting there as the promoter owning the room, and I'm like, the bartenders all stopped. We're all watching this kid just kill it on stage.
But don't worry, Katy Perry's good.
Oh,
no,
right.
no, it was and I'm gonna ruin the story. It was fucking Ed Sheeran that opened up for him.
What?
Was it Ed Sheeran was his name?
No. His name is Joey Lobker.
Oh,
from
shit.
Anderson,
I thought it was Ed Sheeran.
From Anderson Township is where he's from. And he's in a band called Fisco now, and they're huge. They just played at Madison Live, sold the place out, like killing it, whatever. But back in the day, he was just this kid that was trying to figure out. He knew he had talent. He was like
he's just trying to do it.
He was like the lead of the play and in his high school, like prom king. He did all this stuff, but he was not.
We gotta get him on.
Yeah, Joey's awesome. Joey would come on. Joey would definitely come on. He's a homie,
on,
but he blew my mind so much. I'll never forget that night. I was like, Pineapple Squad. I have a flyer still at home. I still have his like poster.
We should turn that into a shirt,
dude. It was amazing. I am not gonna lie.
Shirt,
yeah,
Pineapple Squad.
Pineapple Squad. I'll never forget it.
I'm in.
This is the only time it's probably been named ever on a podcast because it was so low key. But the bartender stopped, and they don't care. They're pouring drinks, and they stop and they watch this kid like. Who's this dude on? Yeah, these are girls. They're just like, who is on the stage?
That's like
killing
Daikai.
it.
Do you know who Daikaiju is?
No.
So Daikaiju is a surfer rock band that will catch their fucking shit on fire for their finale. Like they will take lighter fluid and then catch their fucking guitars and drums on shit.
Reminds me of Lions,
and
dude.
it's like it's like a
Lions Rampant.
Lions, dude. They used to throw their guitars like
15
15 feet in the air and catch them. Who cares if they fell? They were just like they're a pop punk band, but they didn't care. Their videos are insane. Kind of reminds me of the same thing.
But like Daikaiju's just like that, and they just went off, and they caught their shit on fire. And like I think they're on a West Coast tour right now, but they're like you want to see an amazing. I think they're from Texas. They kind of got that like fast guitar playing aspect, like Mars Volta at the drive-in. You know, like that drive-in.
I've seen
type.
Mars Volta live. They're
I've
great.
seen
Mars
Mars
Volta's
and
With
at
the Red Hot
nasty,
Chili
bro.
Peppers,
Dude,
they were amazing.
At
Yeah.
the drive-in broke up on my birthday.
Oh, at the drive-in?
Yeah,
I love that band too.
ATDI.
All right, I see you, Nathan. I see you. I see you with the throwbacks.
Oh,
Dude.
I'll cover an ATDI song.
Oh, that's
you know?
great.
So
Yeah,
That's
the Four
what I'm-
Motion City soundtrack was big back in those days.
Well, that's
Oh.
the thing. Is like people don't understand talent because like when ATDI and Mars Volta got big, this ATDI had a song on MTV2, One Arm Scissor. Okay.
Yeah.
And then when they started blowing up, they said, "We're not playing MTV. Fuck you. We're not playing it." And then he broke up the band and started Mars Volta. Okay. And like that's what people don't understand. That band was more talented probably than any other band that had came out in the past 8 years.
Mars Volta,
Yeah.
100%.
Omar and Cedric,
Dude.
like their talent level. I
Yeah.
mean, to the point where John Frusciante from Red Hot Chili Peppers produced that Mars Volta album.
Okay.
Delouse.
They were on tour with the Chili
Now,
Peppers when I saw
ask,
them. Yeah.
ask
yeah.
me how much Delouse and a Comatorium costs on the vinyl. If you want to buy that vinyl album, it's like $260 now if you want that album, okay? But for some reason, when we watch award shows, we still got to watch fucking Beyonce,
Yeah.
okay? That's not America.
No.
Okay, and that's what I want people to understand. The Midwest is America, and we need to start claiming ownership to how much of a vote you actually have, because we will decide and dictate what is good and what is bad, and we need to quit letting them decide and dictate what is good and bad, because they are force feeding us bullshit. Because you're seeing more talented people at an open mic than you are when you spend $42 a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And in Cincinnati, we're going to change that. And me personally, I hope to be personally involved with Madison Theater Live and putting on shows like this to educate people on what they are being undervalued on.
Yes.
Bro, we're
yes.
taking this to the next level, man.
Education is huge, dude. Let them know what they're even missing out on. Let them know.
I mean,
like-
I was telling you about
Yeah.
World Cafe. World Cafe, it was on NPR, but it's like a Friday night show, and it's just talented musicians from across the globe. It could be Zydeco music, it could be Mizerg from Paris, but unnamed, unheard of musical acts. Light years beyond what's being perpetuated as talented on mainstream, okay? We need to take ownership, and you need to start educating yourself and understand there's other outlets and avenues out there for you to find people and acts and music and what really talks to you, you know?
Yeah. No. Even with that being said, like people are. Their research only goes as far as the internet lets them go. So, like, they're kind of restricted. You know what I mean?
Google
So-
screws
yeah,
you.
Exactly. So, you're kind of restricted within that box. So, our goal is because we come from kind of out of the box. We kind of run things a little different. And maybe we can reach out to where some of these artists can't. So, if we can use our platform, our podcast, our availability to Madison Theater, Madison Live, our availability to, Josh Salandino, Jay Sal, other brands
Jay
that, yeah,
Sal.
man, everyone that's a part of it, we can reach new heights that these artists are just struggling to get out because the internet puts people in a box. They put you in an algorithm and you get stuck, and they get stuck.
Bro,
no different than anything else.
Those algorithms are crazy. I was just talking to
Zucka bitch.
I was just talking to
Zucka bitch right there.
Bro, it's no joke,
He's
man.
a hoe.
We were doing on our first season, we were doing 2,000 views at like
In like the
live.
first 24 hours.
In the first 24 hours, we were
And then
doing
they would
2,000
stop
views.
us.
We're throttled now, bro.
We're down to 20 to 30 views, bro.
yeah.
20 to 30 views, and that's it. But that's the thing, man. Like these algorithms, bro. They're just that they've gotten to the point where, you've got to you want to just
Yeah. I
You
want
wanna
to plug.
give it-
Speaking of algorithms, Weller, Blue Label, Foolproof, sponsor us.
Special reserves.
is that a blue label?
No, this is
Okay,
special
that's-
reserve.
Okay.
Weller, I need you to send me blue proofs because I will taste test and verify how amazingly beautiful your bourbon is compared to Pappy Van Winkle.
Right.
and
on
you've
camera.
got thousands and thousands of dollars in
And I'm
bourbon.
telling you right now, Weller, are you kidding me? It's delicious, and it just goes down. And we're here in Kentucky. If anybody didn't know, my street name's Sicilian Hillbilly.
Is that it? I don't even know that. I've
he'll be
been
like-
friends with you 20 years.
Right. Yeah.
And
It's the first time hearing
you know, we're here to push the envelope and to move it forward. And I'm just really happy to be back on the team. You know?
Yeah, bro. It's gonna be a good time, man.
And this summer's gonna be good.
Yeah, bro. So
I
we've
just
got.
did my gold tooth tap.
All right, man. So we've got. So if you want to be a part of
The podcast,
of
native,
the podcast,
anything, just holler at us, right?
for sure. Like what I was talking about was actually Madison Live, because I think the next step is huge, bro. Especially for Madison Live, being able to tie in. We're getting our own. And am I wrong on this? Like, is it already set in stone? Like that stage is going to be the native stage.
we're working on it. I don't have anything in concrete like paperwork yet, but me and Madison Theater have had conversations about making native as basically the
native stage instead of the Bud Light stage.
Instead of a Bud Light stage, they're trying to go local. They're trying to go local.
This was their words, not ours. We
Yes.
would rather have native, not Bud Light, because it's so much cooler.
So
Exactly.
March 1st, if you want to make us an Astra flavor for native.
Is that so? March 1st does that. March 1st is my birthday, so I feel like that's kind of a
March
hand in
1st.
hand.
So like, if we're calling out the Astra right now, and you know I might have some family connections to that, I'm just gonna let that lie. But hey, you know, let's tie and leverage these things together, and let's make it happen. And we're gonna create a summer that you will not forget.
We're also looking for a liquor sponsor for
liquor.
the
We're
actual
looking for liquor
podcast.
sponsor.
Yes.
We're looking for talent. We're looking for anybody that can make this thing pop.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, man. My mom, I just spent a week out in Arizona last week.
She's a beautiful lady.
Thank you, bro. I just got back like 2 days ago, and my mom was like, "What are you guys always drinking on the podcast?" so I
It's
went.
the question everyone
I
wants
went.
to know.
I went
I've
to
been
this.
asked too.
I went to this place called Winco, which, bro, like Winco is so dope. Winco Foods. It's like a grocery store, but it's like a cross between like a Sam's and a Kroger, but you don't have to have like a membership.
Yeah.
Everything's cheaper in there, and I was like, so I went and I bought our secret weapon.
Yeah.
I brought it to the house. She's like, "What is it?"
Sangreasy.
I was like, "It's Carlo Rossi Sangria, bro. It's like $7 a bottle." And I told her, I'm like, you know, like red wine, like, a lot of people can't drink it. Like it's tough for people to drink, but the Sangria, especially as Carlo Rossi, it just hits well, right? So, you know, so I bought 2 bottles and I brought it to the house. And you know, over in Arizona, like me and my mom, you know, we do a lot of just. You know, we hang out and just enjoy each other's company instead of like going out to the bars and stuff, bro.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
so we were at the house and I was like, I told Kaylin, I'm like, I bought 2 bottles of sangria, you know, because I'm like, I want to see I'm like, my mom's gonna love this, bro. She's gonna love it. And so like we're hanging out, and all of a sudden, my mom's like, "Oh my God, I'm drunk. This is awesome!" And I'm like, "Yes, that's what I'm talking
Nice.
about."
That's what you wanted.
Shout out
No,
Mama
bro.
Banks. Shout out Mama Banks, bro. That's hilarious.
She's the whip, man.
Yeah, she is.
She's such an amazing.
Which,
human
if
being, dude.
you've got a mom, or you should get your moms and aunts drunk every once in a while. That's
Yeah.
your duty. You know, because they've been
especially at that
they've
age,
been
bro.
you know, they've been cleaning up and taking care of everybody's BS for so long. Like,
for sure,
give them
bro.
some fun.
Yeah,
Just
so like
some
my
advice.
like my mom just turned 72, bro. So she's
72.
72. She doesn't look it. She doesn't
Dude,
act
she
it.
looks like she's like 59,
Bro,
bro.
it's Arizona, man. So she was living in Cincinnati.
She's 72.
Yeah.
Are you?
That's Italian,
fucking
bro. That's an
kidding
Italian.
me
She's
right?
100. She's
Bro,
100. She's your
I
mom.
just talked to her a
She's-
couple months ago. Like, I thought she was like 63, maybe.
Yeah, she's
getting
got
there,
that
bro.
Italian mentality, bro. She's young at heart.
That's
and-
wild.
But Arizona did it too, man. Like
That
she was
air's
living
good.
the air, bro. She was living here. She had issues with her knees. She thought she was gonna have to get knee replacements here.
Then she moved.
She moved to Arizona, bro, and like literally 10 years were wiped off of her life. Like she went from 71 to 61
Do you
by
know
moving to
Joe
Arizona.
Bonanno of the Bonanno family moved out to Arizona because his son had breathing problems to prolong his life, and he retired from the Bonanno family, moved out to Arizona because of the air.
Bro, you go to Arizona, it's like it's all Chicago. You go out there, it's all Chicago. It's all
Italians.
the old Italians, bro, who open up their own restaurants. So you can go out there and you can
I need
find
to go
better-
out there and eat.
It's incredible, dude.
I haven't
It
been to
really
the
is.
Grand Canyon. I need to take. Maybe
I
I
got
need.
engaged there.
I need to take the fam out there. I
You
think.
do, bro. You do. And my best friend on the planet just took his family there. So you can. He went from Phoenix to Sedona, so you're actually able to see like all that like. Sedona is
And they got this like hippie thing going now.
hippie thing.
Yeah.
So it's like
I know some
like,
Sedona boys.
There's something in the rocks
Shout
out
out,
there.
yeah, crystal granite, and they're
Crystal
catching the
granite, like
vibes.
whatever
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit is, yeah, bro. But Sedona's the whip, man. Like that's like a hippie town.
USA's the whip. Okay.
Yes.
The fucking USA's the whip.
It really is.
And you
bro.
know, people need to take ownership in that shit. Okay. we are the whip. That's
let's
what
get
we
him.
are.
Let's get him Weller every week, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like we take
Weller's
ownership
the
of that shit,
move.
and we need to quit being bullies and just lead the way.
Hey, Liam
Okay.
Pennington, thank you. Tony, Patrick, appreciate you guys, man. We're getting 100.
We getting some love
hearts over here, yeah.
from our shout outs.
Hey, Almighty Steven, bro. He was one of the guys I wanted to get on the brand rep team back in the day. So yeah, man. All right, so it's 11. It's 8:11 right now, man.
I know you got to roll, and
Yeah.
I got to roll.
Yeah, but this is something where every Tuesday we're gonna be doing this in here. So every Monday we're gonna be doing Creative Mondays now. So
Yeah,
we're-
if you got a product to sell, or you think you're the shit, you should come find us on Mondays.
yeah. That's the creative days. So we're actually looking for people to get on board. So if you want
Somebody
to
will
be
make
a
a
part
phone
of
call for you.
Well, here's the thing, man. Like a part of the podcast, and one of the reasons why I'm having trouble here is because I'm trying to interact with everybody, right?
Yeah.
And hosting it and interacting is hard to do. So if we can
It's a
get
lot of
somebody,
work.
if we can get somebody just to sit on in their own section and have their own computer where they can like talk to everybody that interacts, and then bring up questions like, "Hey, Joe's got a
We're
question
looking for a
us."
Jamie.
We're looking for
Yeah.
a Jamie. And, you know, and you'll have your
100%.
own microphone, you'll have your own camera, so we can still put you on the
And
podcast.
any of the old guests from season 1 that want to come back on, Covington Street Hockey League.
Oh, bro, we're definitely getting those guys in.
Any of the
I don't
bands
care
we
if-
book.
I don't care
you
if we
know,
gotta go to them.
You're more welcome to come back on. You know.
For sure, bro. Speaking of, man, damn, what was the group with
Oh, Scary's band.
Scary? Yeah.
So his new band's Shig and Rod, and then what's his other band's name?
No, because his other band's still doing music now. Like I
Yeah.
seen that they're still rocking, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get the music scene plug going back, because with what we going on Madison Theater Live, and then your old boy's got some other shit going on too, but we'll leave that to a future date. But now's the time, ladies and gentlemen, to
Yeah.
own your territory.
Yeah. Make
And
yourself
since-
known. This is your chance.
And you know what? If anything, Joe Burrow showed you to be proud of where you're from, because for so long we've been shat on. And that man took 9 sacks in a Super Bowl
Seriously,
and
dude.
got up and throw. So when you feel like an asshole on Monday and you don't want to work, you better get up, because any other quarterback in the NFL would have quit. And Joe Burrow didn't.
I agree with that, bro. So all right. So speaking of that, so what's the Bengals record? 2022. What is it?
I don't know, but guess what? They're going to kick ass.
I think they
And
win.
Deshaun Watson was a waste of money.
I think they win 12. Deshaun's.
12 out of 17.
I don't.
Guess what?
I don't
Cleveland?
agree
You
with.
paid too much money.
They did pay too much money, but I don't agree with. I'm not sure how I feel about Deshaun's situation. There's a lot of moving parts.
There's
but
no chemistry.
Yeah, but he's still a stud.
He's a stud, but he did. You know,
He's still a
but
stud.
he's not Joe Burrow.
Football team, he's still a
Joe
stud.
Burrow didn't have to
Well,
put the effort
well,
in he
there's
needed to.
there's
And he
chemistry with Burrow.
did. Dude, Joe, like
Burrow's created it,
when
yeah.
I watched that guy
Deshaun's
play,
first year,
he's
so
not
we haven't
trying
seen
to lose. Joe Burrow don't want to lose. He does not want to lose, and
he's close to
the money has nothing to do with the fact he doesn't want to lose.
Yeah,
and
but he's not getting money for a few years, so he's not going to get. He's going to get his bag. It's just not for a little
you
while.
know what, and that's why we need to stand behind him. And I'm glad we got the
O-line. Yeah.
You know, and JB iced the vein.
Oh yeah.
You know, we're here. Cincinnati's here, and that's what people need to understand. And I think people are understanding it because the publications that are happening, Oscars, record low ratings.
Oh shit, bro!
And Will Smith can fake the slap all he wants.
No one even
he can
knew.
fake the slap all he wants. No one's. That was
staged. That was so staged. Yeah.
That picture that you posted was spot on, bro.
Yeah,
his chin was out.
He was like waiting to get hit,
waiting for it.
And Chris Rock, anybody in their mind, if someone threw on them, would at least flinch or move out of the way
or press charges.
And let's talk about another thing. If it wasn't staged, where was the security?
Nowhere to be found.
Nowhere to be found.
But are you? But on that sense, are you sending security at Will Smith?
I am. I'll tackle his ass. I don't give a shit.
I mean, it was. That's the security thing is that doesn't really vibe with me that much.
Assault's assault, my friend.
Assault is assault.
So,
but who knows he's going to assault him?
But you know what? But it was after the fact. They should have dragged him out.
Yes, they should have pulled him out.
He don't got diplomatic immunity.
Right. But they would have done that off camera.
And that's what
they would have done that off camera. Oscars is not putting that on camera.
Why? Why did they do it off camera?
Because it's a perception.
Yeah, and that's illegal.
Yeah.
Guess
but
what?
they needed us to talk about them because the Oscars ratings are so low. They needed something, so it had. I think it's staged.
It's definitely staged.
I think
because
90%
no one wants to
staged.
know that Hunter Biden had to do with Rosemont Seneca, Metabiota, Burisma, or any of these other things. But who cares about that? Because you know what? Fuck all them oligarchy, elitist, corporate
it's
assholes.
It's going to be 30 degrees warmer tomorrow.
Yeah, 60.
77 tomorrow.
77. I'm going to run outside.
It's going to be
like
30 degrees.
It was like 37 or 38
It's
today.
going to be 30. It was 37 today. It was 47 high today. So it'll be 77, 30 degrees warmer tomorrow. What the hell's going on, bro?
What is going on?
Cincinnati's happening. That's what's going on.
You know, global warming. We're out here. But like, it just, doesn't make any sense. Because like we had like 60-degree weather. Then we had really snow, and then it went away, and then we're back to 60. Now we're back to 30.
My friend, do you know what HARP is?
Controlled weather.
Control that weather.
Controlled weather.
You got a machine out there, you know, out there controlling the rain. But I mean, it's just crazy that this is. If someone's controlling the weather, they're really messing with us because Cincinnati doesn't know what it is.
What do you mean they've been messing with us
for years, right? But they're like focused on Cincinnati. They're like, Midwest, we don't care about you. We're just gonna change your weather weekly. Who knows what you're getting this week? Roll the dice. You know what I mean? So, but I'm okay with the hot weather, warm weather. We'll get all the sweatshirts. You know,
for sure, man.
Yeah.
All right, so today's Tuesday. So
who's coming back next Tuesday?
You are, bro. We got to get you back on another.
Everybody's coming back
episode.
next Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
No, we're actually so that's the thing. So we're actually going to be getting everybody lined up for season 4 of the podcast. So if you want to be interviewed, we have a spot for you.
Please, comment,
below.
send a message.
The first and second season, we really had it structured with Nathan involved.
Or any music acts, please contact us because we'd love to get you on.
The music acts.
Let's get Lantana back here, boy.
Lantana.
He's playing a show at Madison here soon.
He's
so
ill.
So he's.
I love Lantana. I don't even like
he's tied
rap.
into a whole group of guys over there, man. So they're going to be bringing some. Flyers over here so we can actually like promote them and help them out.
Absolutely,
as well. But the talent pool in Cincinnati is insane, man. And if we can help out any of the music artists, especially down here on a Tuesday night, which there's nothing going on a Tuesday, so if you can come down here and film and reach out to your people, and you also get to reach out to our talent as well. So
our audience.
We're almost at 12,000 followers on Instagram. We're pushing along. So
let's make it 120,000.
Yeah,
bro.
When it pops, it's gonna pop. We'll see what happens. I'm excited to see that happen. It's gonna be amazing just to watch those numbers fly.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on in the next 6 months, man, and we really we're fast tracked, and we've got our blinders on to make sure that the next 6 months are going to be a real whirlwind for the Native brand.
Mm-hmm.
So, also Velocity Esports is coming back.
Hey, yo.
So if you guys knew about GameWorks and their location, GameWorks was bought out completely. So They were bought out by a company called Velocity Esports, which is a bigger company. They're big into the esport game, so they've been doing a lot of the esports. They've been doing competitions down here, but they also have the full arcade, and they went in, bro. They
Who wants some?
I don't know how much money they
You want
put into
some
that
Mortal
place,
Kombat 3? I'll
but,
take
bro,
you.
the floor alone looks phenomenal.
13
down
hit combo. I got your ass.
there. Bro, I remember when Killer Instinct came out for the PlayStation. Or
Oh,
Super
Killer Instinct
Nintendo.
2?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like the 64-bit hit was like
That was the cheat. You got them in that, it was done.
that very end of the game.
I used to
man.
take people's quarters at Fundome over that shit.
Bro, no joke. Here's
That's mine.
here's one of the legit reasons why I want to have a store at Florence Mall, man. So when I first moved to Union from Chicago, I was at the Florence Mall in 1995. And Mike Tyson was there, bro, and like it was so crazy because I was sitting there.
Are you serious?
Look, I worked at Long
Mike
John
Tyson.
Silver's. I lied and told him I was 16. I was only 15 at the time, but I worked there, and I was sitting in the old courtyard, right? So that was a courtyard that had the hat store, that had the glass
Where the
wall,
old food court was.
old food court from
Yeah.
Florence, bro. That old food court was dope.
That was the real food court.
That was dope,
Yeah.
dude.
The OG food
So
court.
so
yeah.
so I'm sitting there, and somebody goes, "Hey, Mike Tyson's at the Florence Mall," and you're like, I was sitting there. I had two buddies from Chicago, and we're like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And then we saw a girl that we knew, and she goes, "No, he's really here. He's over at Foot Locker." We're like, "Shut the fuck up, dude!" So we walk over to Foot Locker, and there's two big bouncers standing at the front.
Because
of Foot
he
Locker.
needs a bouncer.
Because he needs a bouncer, right? So we walk in and we're like, no, bro, that was not Mike Tyson. There was like that, like, because we thought that's who they were talking about. So we're in the store, we're looking at shoes. All of a sudden, you see Mike Tyson in there. We're like, holy shit, dude! Damn. So my buddy at the time, he's standing there, and he's like looking at shoes, and Mike Tyson's walking by. So he leans so far over that they bump shoulders. Like he did it on purpose, like he was like trying to like, oops, sorry.
yeah.
You know, and so Mike goes, oops, my bad. You
My
know,
bad.
and so we start talking to him for a second, like, what are you doing in town? He's like, oh, I'm just here scouting out a fight. And that's all he said. And
Try
then
against Dale Crow.
Dale Crow, bro. Dale Crow is the man, dude. But then he went downstairs to that Tilt. So Tilt was
the old arcade.
He went down there and played that racer game, that racing. It was like a Lamborghini.
Cruising USA.
Cruising USA, bro, and beat it. He beat the whole game right there. Like I followed him down there and I watched him beat the goddamn game. And like, what the fuck is going on?
You know how you got Mike Tyson's fucking attention that day? You showed him your pigeon.
Right.
This is my pet pigeon.
Yeah, he definitely didn't remember me at the time, bro. He was like, "Who's this fucking kid following me around?"
Right.
But that was one of the crazy moments, man. It's just like that was literally within 2-3 months of moving to Florence, and I'm like, Mike Tyson's here. Like I moved from Chicago, and I see Mike Tyson at the Florence Mall. So I'm like, all right,
You
bro.
get the Mike Tyson Future Roll of Blunt. It's the best one ever.
Bro, his Tyson Ranch is incredible.
I
dude.
want to go out there and check it out.
He'd probably give you the full tour.
Chip Rohan in Las Vegas. You think you can hook it up at
Chip.
Mike Tyson's ranch? Go find Mike.
If
and let us come out.
anybody can hook it up, it'd be
Uncle Chip.
Uncle Chip, bro, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure Chip's probably ran into him a lifetime ago. It's like, oh yeah, like I met Michael. I met Michael. I know Michael.
Those guys from Youngstown, you don't mess with them.
Right. There's no
Yeah.
McDonald's in the area for a reason, bro.
Right.
Like Youngstown's nothing but gangsters.
Yeah, the only black guy to ever get made in the Italian mafia came from Youngstown. So that should tell you something.
Right.
You know what I'm hearing from? I'm hearing from Matt Waters right now.
Hey.
Yeah.
Sexy mofo
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we need to
Try to get him a he messaged me about a show potentially, so we'll see what happens.
Dope.
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
need
man.
We need to print his merch too, man. It's
Absolutely.
been a minute since we actually were
Yeah.
able to do that.
He's a G, man.
Let's wrap this up, and
Yeah.
we're gonna do next week, right?
For sure, man. So every Tuesday we're gonna be going live in Native on the Levee. So if you want to be a part of it, or if you want to be in the background, or if you want to
Get
help
your
us
music. If we
out,
can even put your music on here, like just get at us. you
featured
know?
music, man, like that's something. So Mondays we're gonna be doing like a creative Mondays as well. So if you do want to be a part of like
Come get weird.
The podcasting or the filming or the audio. Those are things that we're going to be getting done on Mondays. So we're going to be doing Mondays for creativists. If you've got a podcast, if you want something that you want to do, Mondays are the day to do it, and then Tuesdays are the day to talk about it. So if you want to be down here, if you want to talk about it Tuesdays, if you want to be about it, be here on Mondays.
Talk about it Tuesdays. What a
yeah.
Talk about it.
I mean
it's built right into it.
For sure.
Talk about it Tuesdays. Sure. Let's go. But on top of that, if you want to play a show at Madison Live or Madison Theater, reach out to the Native on the Levee page, the Native brand page, or my personal or Jay's, and we'll connect you with me, and we can
get this shit started.
We can get you on that stage, man.
The Native stage.
No, no cost to you either. There's not a pay to play situation. It's not like that. We don't even have to do tickets. If you want to do tickets, you can sell them to your homies.
But otherwise, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure out the logistics. But you can be on that stage and play in front of your friends, family, and anyone that, because like the best part about it is not only you're playing on those local shows, we're trying to book national shows, so we can have you open. You can open up for a national show, and you can even pick the artists. We can reach out to the agent and make that agent bring that artist to our venue. So like you can benefit on a whole different level just from playing one show, because we want to see your talent. We want to see what you do first.
We want to find the next Walk the Moon.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly. 100%. Totally agree.
We want to find the next Walk the Moon.
The next Walk the Moon. The next Foxy Shazam.
We know you're out there in a basement right now in College Hill somewhere.
Yes.
Rocking it out, and there's 6 girls sitting there listening like they're so good.
Bro, you want to like, and as we wrap up this podcast, like I think this is a really good way to do it, because what you're talking about. So I've got a friend named Chris Murphy. It was like my childhood friend, right? So we're I grew up in Streamwood, Illinois. He grew up in Bartlett.
Is that by where?
There it is.
Yep.
Fallout Boy. So when I was 12 years old, bro, I saw Fallout Boy play music in their garage.
They played all the Chicago suburbs before they got hot.
Bro,
they forced their way in the industry. No one wanted to give them, but they had so much command over Chicago suburbs, they had to let them play.
Dude.
They had
I literally, like, I was strictly rap, bro. Strictly rap music. So when Chris brought me over to this garage and we saw these 14-year-olds playing this music, it was just so loud, so scratchy, bro. It just sounded like nails on a chalkboard to me. And I was like, I got to get out of here, bro. Like, I can't deal with this. And then fucking 5 years later, all of a sudden Chris is like, yo, bro.
MTV.
Remember that? Yeah, this is those guys. Like, what? Okay, so now all of a sudden, all right, so now he's like Ashley Simpson. He's dating her, and all of a sudden he gets her knocked up. It's like, God damn, bro, like Fallout Boy's the shit now.
Yeah.
And these were just some kids that were playing in a garage.
I wish Kourtney Kardashian would knock me up.
That would be like
a medical miracle.
A medical miracle.
If you get knocked up, you get to you get to own
dude?
Disney.
I will arm wrestle Travis Barker. I don't give a shit.
How did I not see that big entire? Is that the sweet
the NCAA tournament
on their wall?
Yeah, they put it up there. They've been filling it in last week. Yeah,
we were on vacation.
That's why.
That's a coffee shop.
That's a lot of work for a coffee shop.
That's a lot of work.
I was really impressed when they started doing it. I'm like, wow, they're really going to put I thought they were going to put something else up there, but they actually started putting the teams.
I've never seen that before. I've never noticed that, but that window over there.
Let's nail this coffin and
down to the Final Four, which is all major schools in the Final Four, all blue blood programs. So it's crazy that the Final Four is Duke and North Carolina, Kansas, Villanova. That's the Final Four of the NCAA tournament. So I got UK still on. St. Peter's lost. North Carolina.
They had a run, bro.
They did. They took out UK, sadly. Took out Murray State, and then took out Purdue. All major schools, pretty much. And North Carolina ended their run. But this year's crazy because it's Coach K's from Duke's. It's his last season. He's in the Final Four, so there's some historic stuff going on.
They're gonna get. He's got some. Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild. I'm not a Duke fan at all. I'm not a fan of any of the teams because I'm a UK fan. I'm pulling for Villanova, but I think that Duke's going to win it all. But that's
it's a good assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
All right, man.
Yep.
So next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
All three of us gonna be back here.
Let's do it.
So hopefully we'll be able to interview some type of band or something that we want to get.
We'll bring
involved.
someone on. Let me make some phone calls over the weekend. I'll cause some trouble.
It'll be good, man.
Oh yeah.
All right, bro. So I appreciate you guys, everyone that paid attention on Instagram. I swear to God, I'm going to get this worked out. So this is like a nice setup. But I like being able to talk to you guys and see like firsthand and be able to like text and everything on that. So if there's anybody on there that wants to be a part of it, that wants to help out, comment below and we'll get you in here because we've got another computer that we want to actually be able to ask questions to people that are on and pull people up and even do possibly pull up like audio calls where people can like FaceTime us and talk. So all right, I appreciate everybody, man. So until the next time, this is another episode of the PowWow.
Hey,
It's your boy Jay Banks. We got AI.
What's up?
Nelton's over there.
Yup.
Hey, all right, we'll see you guys next week in another episode of the PowWow. We're out of here.
Peace out.
Love you guys.
Later.
And